We've been saying all week, Milton has finally made landfall around 8:45 tonight as a Category 3 with 120-mile-an-hour winds. Now we're seeing those gusts up to 125, but the actual sustained wind down to 105. Still a devastating storm, though. We saw what 100-plus-mile-an-hour gusts can do here locally, right here in Augusta, and they're likely seeing that in this northern eyewall of the storm. That's where the worst part of the storm is right now. Lots of storm surge also still for those counties south of Tampa, around Fort Myers, Naples, just to name a few areas. But for us here locally tomorrow, we have a first alert in effect for the entire county. So our wind advisory doesn't encompass the entire area, but these impacts could, in terms of those gusty winds, 30 to 40 mile an hour for tomorrow, that could just bring down some of those damaged and weakened trees that we have a lot of around the region. Here's a look at that wind advisory. It does encompass most of the CSRA. Mainly our counties that are under the jurisdiction of the National Weather Service in Atlanta are not underneath that wind advisory for tomorrow. But that cranks up around 4 a.m. and lasts all the way through 8 p.m. tomorrow night for most of our counties. And we're looking at those wind gusts anywhere from 30 to 40 miles an hour for tomorrow. So that could bring down some of these weaker trees and lead to maybe some more isolated power outages as well, which we definitely don't want any more of those. As far as looking at our European model, it's a little bit less aggressive. It does show those wind values closer to about 30 miles an hour. So we are looking at that possibly playing out, but it looks like most of us could see those winds anywhere from about 30 to 40 miles an hour. But here's a look at Milton. It's definitely a Category 2 system, and we could take that full screen. We're definitely a Category 2 system right now on infrared satellite, and we are looking at that just crossing over the peninsula of Florida right now, and it will continue out into the Atlantic waters of the Atlantic rather as we head towards about Thursday, becoming a Category 1 hurricane. But as far as your hour-by-hour forecast, we'll see cloud cover decreasing for tonight, so some improving conditions heading into tomorrow. It'll be a cooler start in the upper 50s, low 60s, and then we'll see temperatures trying to get towards those middle 70s for tomorrow, but it will be a struggle with those breezier conditions out of the north and east. But by Friday, we're talking about morning temperatures down towards the 40s, a much cooler outlook, and then afternoon highs really in those low 70s by then, so a much cooler finish to our work week. Rain chances stay nice and slim over the next 7, so we're not talking about any chances for rainfall anytime soon. And as far as those tropical alerts, we have tropical storm warnings all the way up to Beaufort, South Carolina, so still watching out for impacts from Milton through about tomorrow, but then we see an improving condition area-wide across the southeast by Friday. But for us here locally, 70s and 80s this weekend, but those mornings pretty chilly.
Mikel, thanks. The trial begins on a case that shocked